Let's talk about a feeling I bet you've had. That feeling that the old leadership playbook, well, it just doesn't work anymore. You pull a lever and nothing happens. Or worse, the opposite of what you expect happens. It feels chaotic, right? Unpredictable. Well, you're not wrong. And the reason why has everything to do with physics. Yeah, really. Let's get into it.
Think about it this way. You're trying to control a weather system with a wrench. It's the perfect way to describe what's happening in leadership today. A wrench is an amazing tool for a simple mechanical problem. You turn a bolt, it gets tighter. Cause, effect. Simple. But now we're facing a hurricane, and we're still walking around with that same old wrench. A weather system is a complex ecosystem with a million different things happening at once. Using a wrench on a storm is, well, it's just never going to work. So why did everything suddenly turn into a storm?
Because the game has changed. The scale is just mind-boggling. We are officially in the age of the trillion-dollar organization. And at this size, the old rules don't just bend, they completely shatter. We are not dealing with the same kind of beast we were just a few years ago.
And here's the fundamental shift you have to wrap your head around. The old way of thinking saw companies as machines, predictable, mechanical. If one little cog in the machine breaks, you just pop it out and put a new one in. But that's not our reality anymore. What we have now are ecosystems. Living, breathing, constantly changing ecosystems. And just like in nature, one tiny change over here can cause a massive, totally unpredictable wave of effects over there. They're chaotic for sure, but they're also incredibly adaptive.
And this is where so many leaders get stuck. They're caught in something called the Newtonian trap. It's this deep, almost unconscious belief that you can run a sprawling, chaotic ecosystem using simple, straight-line rules. That top-down, command-and-control gravity will hold everything together. It's the idea that A always leads to B, but it doesn't. You're trying to apply the physics of a simple machine to a complex, living system.
And that's the bottom line, right? That kind of top-down gravity completely falls apart when you get to this massive scale. It just fails. You can't use the physics of a falling apple to manage a cloud. The old physics is broken. It's done.
So, if the old physics is broken, what do we replace it with? Well, we need a quantum shift, literally. If you want to survive, let alone thrive, in the next decade, you need a whole new physics of leadership.
Okay, so what does that actually look like? Well, instead of fighting the chaos, you start to work with it. First up, you have to manage uncertainty. Think of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. You have to accept that you can't possibly know everything with perfect certainty. So you stop demanding perfect 5-year plans and start building flexible, adaptable strategies. Second, you leverage networks. This is kind of like quantum entanglement. It's understanding that your people and teams are all deeply connected in ways you can't always see. Your job isn't to just bark orders from the top, it's to strengthen those connections and let ideas flow. And finally, you have to understand entropy. Instead of stamping out every sign of disorder, you learn to see the creative energy in it. You guide that chaos to create innovation and find solutions you never would have planned for.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but how do you actually do it? How do you manage entropy on a Tuesday morning? Well, the complete guide for navigating this brand new world is about to drop.
Tomorrow, the playbook for this new era arrives. It's called The Physics of Leadership, and it is packed with the practical tools you need to lead in this quantum age.
So it all comes down to this one question. It's time to put down the wrench. Are you ready to escape that old, broken way of thinking? Are you ready to lead in the quantum age?